Hello and welcome back to my channel and welcome to this week's edition of SCT Sampler Scrapbooking. So last week I asked you whether you wanted an 8.5 by 11 or another 12 by 12 this week, and you voted another 12 by 12. So here it is. I am doing another 12 by 12 layout this week in a similar fashion to the layout that I did this week, and I'll bring that back in a moment, to similar fashion to the layout I did last week, in that it is a grid style again, but using smaller pieces of pattern paper, because as we use these lovely kits, we have smaller bits and then some scraps. So I thought this week I would do yet again a grid, but in a little bit of a different fashion. So let's look just quickly again at last week. So there you go, where it took up the majority of the real estate on the page, some larger, some actual 3 by 6 where I just took the 6 by 6 papers and cut them in half, some large blocks of paper taking up a lot more of the layout, whereas this week I brought it in quite a bit and used much of the leftovers from last week. You'll see these same papers making an appearance on this layout. So quite frugal in terms of supplies. Another lovely grid style. I do love grid styles. And this one is a fun one because this one is going into my Passion scrapbooking album, and it is about the day that all of my lovely friends got together with me and we had a massive YouTube hop to celebrate my reaching 1,000 subbies here on YouTube. So I have the most fantastic subbies. Thank you all for all the interaction, and I love all the comments and I love the discussions that we have. And then so many of my friends got together for a YouTube up and so much more. Christina from Redefine Creative actually went live on her Facebook page and scraplifted me and issued a challenge of that. It was just an awesome and very touching day. And I will have a few more layouts recording that fun milestone for me. So this was a photo I took in the morning. It's not the greatest photo. I don't care that it's the greatest photo. It's got the memory and it will remind me of that lovely day. I got up in the morning and just took a lovely shot of the screen on my big screen TV of all of those fun thumbnails, because it just made me happy and just made me smile. So there you go. So yet again, I used a background of white cardstock because there's so many different colors and bright and bold colors within this kit and the papers that I thought a white background would be perfect. I went with the accent color this time, though more navy than black, and I made my grid. So of course I started with my photo, and then since I did not want the entire width of the page taken up, I started with the photo pretty much in the middle and then decided how big my squares needed to be. And in a way it worked out perfectly because I think this block and this block were actually 2 1/4 wide already. So that sort of helped me decide the rest of the sizing. And then just different again, I left a little bit of a gap in between each, and that was more so that I could get a perfect rectangle here along the side. So I set my grid up. I used a couple of different sizes here, just again to sort of break it up a little bit so that not everything is exactly the same size. And I did that over here and I did that here again. And to me, that is a fun way of doing a grid. And on this one, the photo actually is a full block, whereas on this one, the photo was mounted on foam, matted a few times, and put on top of the grid. So those are sort of mainly the differences. Now I use pretty much only the kit here, and I'm quite proud because I actually broke out the stamp set, and I guess I forgot it over on my desk, but I broke out the Amy Tangerine stamp set that came with this. Let me go see if I can find it quickly. Where did, oh, here it is, there you go. So yes, I broke out the lovely stamp set that came in this kit, the Amy Tangerine, and I used this Thanks So Much and Big Day, and I put the two of them on one block, sort of lined it up and measured that it would work fairly well in the width that I had here, so that I would start with Thanks So Much and finish with Thanks So Much. And I just used a navy ink from Stampin' Up, and I just stamped all across the top here, Thanks So Much, Big Day, and I sort of love that. A little bit of a title here, 1K on YouTube, using my Happy Life, and these are the lovely thickers that came with the Indigo and Ivy collection that I have. So this came from my stash. This little cluster here came from my stash as well. This was a little bit of a tag I had left over from Cocoa Vanilla Kit, as is this butterfly that I fussy cut out. So I just put that on here. These transparent little stickers come from the kit. They are these fun little stickers here. And I have a little bit of trouble, as you know, with translucent or transparent stickers. But I got quite a few used up here, and I actually like the effect. These little glasses for watching on YouTube. Another thank you here. And this, it says pretty much perfect. Now that is not visible, greatly visible, but once it was down, it was down. So it's going to stay there, and I can see it. You can see it in real life. And then a little bit of journaling here. What a lovely day the 17th of July was. So many of my scrappy friends helped me celebrate reaching this fun milestone. And then here I just added, this is a sticker. I don't think this is from the kit. This is from the kit, pointing to this, my 1,000 subbies. This little cluster down here with a little bird looking over the flowers, which I thought was just fun. This fell out of the bag, I think, while I was scrapping on my desk, so I said, there you go. It gets on the page. Outlined, of course, my page, and this time I went in with a little bit of Heidi Swapp Color Shine in teal, because it's a little bit of a brighter color rather than the navy, for a few little splatters, so that sort of gives a little bit of a diagonal as well. So all fairly geometric, but not too blocky. So there is this week's page with my SCT sampler kit. I still have quite a bit. I got lots of lovely bits of paper left over here. 3 full sheets of 6x6 paper. So next week we are going to do an 8.5 by 11 before going on to cards and or pocket pages. So this month, would you like to see some pocket pages or some cards? Definitely doing an 8.5 by 11 next week. And then you tell me, do we do some pocket pages or do we do some cards for the leftover bits? So there you go. Thank you so much for coming along with me on this fun series. And I will see you again next Tuesday. Bye for now. Have a wonderful week.